because we got the voice of Dora here, everybody. Give it up for Kathleen Herles.
Hello, everyone. I recognize some of you from today. Hi.
Some familiar faces.
Yes. Oh, I love this setup. Awesome.
Yeah, we're all about comfort here.
I love it.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
that's the thing, you know. I know a lot of times it's just a table, maybe a director's chair perhaps, if you're trying to dress it up, you know what I mean? But I prefer the couch myself.
I love
Feel free to take a nap if you want to, honestly. It's your show.
Don't, please. I could. If anything, my superpower is napping.
Napping anywhere?
Anywhere.
What do you think is like the most odd or unlikely place that you have taken a nap?
As a kid, my mom always likes to remind me, we used to go to Disney a lot as a family, and we would be that family that goes from like open to close, and then after we'd go out to dinner like somewhere after, and I would just fall asleep under the table. That's it, under the table.
Under the table after Disney.
Yeah, at a random,
Disney
I think Golden
Springs.
Corral maybe, like some random place. And I would just sleep under the table. And they didn't bother me, they were like, I'll just let her sleep, she's fine.
As a father, I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
So, and I like that we're starting out talking about you as a kid, because of course, well, I mean, you were a kid when Dora came along, and you know, I saw that you were, as they say in the entertainment industry, discovered at a talent convention.
Yes.
For those of us who don't know, what is a talent convention?
So this specific talent convention was actually a modeling convention, which actually still goes on in New York at the Waldorf Astoria. And from what I remember, which I would assume it's still the same way now, there is a modeling portion of it. So you walk the runway and there's like managers and other people kind of like scouting and seeing who's there. But the other side of it is you perform. So I remember I performed like a Honey Nut Cheerio commercial and I was a bee. Just a little thing, and it was something that like my mom put together with the help of the modeling agency that we were with at the time. And after I did that little performance, this woman approached my mom, who ended up being my manager at the time, and she was like, "Your daughter, I love her. I think she has so much potential. We want to work with her and represent her." So my mom's like, "Oh, okay, that sounds great." And then from that point, so once you have a manager, they kind of connect you with an agent who's gonna start sending you to auditions. So managers, I think back then they also were able to send actors on auditions, but nowadays managers don't do that. You only get auditions through agents. So anyway, at that time, my manager had connected me with an agency in New York, and that's when I started to go on these like bigger auditions, like commercials, voiceovers, and the biggest audition that I had was Dora. And obviously we knew Nickelodeon, we knew the network, we knew it would be like a great opportunity. And the audition was in New York, where I grew up, in the corporate building. So like right in the middle of Times Square, and there was a floor that you would go there for any Nickelodeon audition. And I remember it like it was yesterday. They had like these risers and all the kids were sitting there and we had the script like practicing. And I got called in and the creators were all there and I just read the script and they didn't say anything. And then after they were like, "Oh, like who are you here with?" And I was like, "Oh, my mom." And they were like, "Okay, can we speak with her?" And I'm like, "Sure." But for me, as a little Hispanic girl, an adult asking you to speak to a parent, I immediately went like, I freaked out. I was like, "Oh my goodness, I did something wrong. I'm getting in trouble. Like, I don't want to tell my mom that they want to speak with her." So I remember I was so scared. I was like, "Oh, Mom, they asked to speak with you." She's like, "Why? What happened?" And I was like, "I don't know. They just want to talk to you." And they ended up just wanting to like kind of feel her out and kind of see who she was. And later on that week, I found out I got the part. And it was just for the pilot at the time, so we had no idea it was going to be this global, success of a show.
And that's a fast turnaround to find out later that same week that you've got it.
Yes, normally that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I didn't have a callback. It was kind of like, no, I got the part. So
I've got to ask, what was it that your mom saw in you that made her say, oh, I've got to get her to this convention?
I don't know. She's an immigrant from Peru. She came when she was 16, 17 years old. She was living in Connecticut for most of her time when she first came here, and then she moved into New York with my dad because he was working there at the time. She wasn't working, and I think she connected with a friend who like knew about modeling, and it was kind of just something for us to do together, like as a hobby, and to do pageants, and I did well. So I think she was just kind of like, oh, like she's actually good at this, like, you know, and I like to, you know, I was always kind of well behaved. I would listen to my mom and stuff like that. So I kind of was easy to manage in kind of those environments. So yeah, I think it started off as a hobby and then ended up being a career.
Yeah, it's great how it works out. Given that there was so much singing in the show, I mean, were you a musical kid? Were you singing a lot around the house?
Yes.
Yeah.
I sang a lot, especially at pageants. My two top songs were New York, New York, and The Sun Will Come Out Tomorrow. I don't know if that's the name of the song, but the song from Annie. And I would sing that all the time, and then it turned into, you know, voice lessons and musical theater in school. And Dora, I would sing a lot. And I remember when we first started recording the songs, I had to really learn how to sing like Dora and not sing like me, because those are two very different things. But I wanted to sing like me because in my mind, I sounded like a better singer as, you know, me, because as Dora, she's a little kid, her voice is kind of like, it breaks a little. So to me, I was like, oh no, but I sound like a better singer, not as Dora. They were like, no, but you have to sound like Dora. And I'm like, okay. So I had to learn that, which is really different. To sing as a character, it's hard.
Yeah, that's gotta be hard. You know, I don't know, I'm not a singer, I'm not an actor, I don't know if I could do that, you know. And do you find that there's any particular song that just keeps re-entering your brain? You know, you're washing dishes, you're folding laundry, and all of a sudden you're humming which one?
So my favorite episode is Dora's Fairy Tale Adventure, which I don't know if you guys know, it's Princess Dora. And it's a small part of the show, it's not even like a huge thing. But she's in front of these rocks, and there's like a music box, and she starts singing this song to get the rocks to sing. I sing this all the time, but I'll sing it for you guys here. Here's a magic music box, if you play them near these rocks. Boinky, 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 thing, we'll get these rocks to sing.
We gotta give it up for that one, that was great. It just haunt you for forever now. So it's
Forever.
Yeah.
Forever.
Well, I know we got a few questions out here, and I want to get to those real quick. So let me come down here to y'all, and we'll get those questions in here. I'll tell you what, I'm going to take this route. How about that? They laid the stage out different from last year, and I'm still getting the hang of it. So one day I'll learn how to do this job. Yeah.
So you're doing great.
All right, then remind me of your name.
Lily.
Hi, Lily.
Growing up, my favorite episode was the mermaid one.
I love that one.
I just want to know how it was working on that episode.
I love that episode. So like I said, I grew up in Disney, going to Disney with my family, and The Little Mermaid is my favorite Disney princess of all time. I even have a tattoo of her silhouette here. So to play Dora as a mermaid, that was just like so cool, because obviously I was with Nickelodeon, not Disney, so I couldn't, you know. So I felt like it was kind of like the best of both worlds. I got to kind of play my favorite Disney character as Dora, so it was pretty cool. Which is also why I love the Dora's Fairy Tale Adventure, because Dora becomes a princess. So I felt like a Disney princess, but we'll just say Nickelodeon princess.
All right.
Yeah.
What's your name, Fred?
I'm Quinn.
Quinn?
Yeah, so do you have a favorite Nickelodeon show other than Dora the Explorer?
Ooh, There's a few.
Right.
So growing up, Rugrats, for sure. I loved Real Monsters. Do you guys remember that one? That was a really great show. I'm like, they're doing all these reboots. I'm like, bring that one back. That one was a great one. What else? Oh, the Wild Thornberrys. Love the Wild Thornberrys, especially when they would cross over with Rugrats. Fairly Odd Parents was another big one of mine. And As Told by Ginger. I don't know if you guys remember that one. That was a good one. But yeah, those are the first ones that come to mind.
Thank you.
I like how you're saying, don't reboot Dora, reboot All Real Monsters for me, please.
No.
All right, what's your name?
Jarrell, and I got two questions. If Dora Get Explored can have any crossover with other Nick Jr. shows, what would it be? And my second question, if Princess Dora ever meet the Disney princesses, what would her first official act be?
Oh, those are two great questions. Okay, so first one, I think we officially need a Blue's Clues and Dora crossover. I feel like there were like commercials and things where they both kind of interacted, but I think like a full crossover would be kind of cool, especially like with Dora in the first season, right? That intro where she goes into a computer game. I feel like they can Blueska-doo into the computer game, and then they can have like a crossover episode. I feel like that'd be kind of cool. And then your second question, so if Dora met a Disney princess, what would her first act be? That is a good question. Going off of The Mermaid, I feel like she would have to meet Ariel and then go from Princess Dora to Mermaid Dora and help Ariel in anything that she needs in the sea. Yeah.
Nice, I like that. I know we didn't have time for a lot of questions, but I know we have some more out here, yes.
Yay.
And what's your name?
Hi, I'm Tolu. Thanks
Hi.
for coming out. What was the point when you realized how much of an impact Dora had on kids all over the world?
Till recently, I think. So I started doing conventions almost 2 years ago now. And, you know, growing up, I played Dora from 7 to 18. A big part of my life. But once I kind of finished Dora and they recast it for a younger cast, I was graduating from high school and going to college, and I really need to I was more focused on trying to figure out who I was without Dora. What am I supposed to do with the rest of my life now that I'm not Dora? And I think I was doing a lot of soul searching after that and not thinking so much of what I did when I was younger. At the time, I knew how impactful and how important Dora was, right? I knew all of the barriers she was breaking, but I didn't fully understand it until I started to do conventions and meet you guys, and you would tell me all of the stories that you remember with tears, with laughter, all of these memories and that you carry around with you. And I remember I travel a lot with my husband, he's in the front row. But I remember telling him, like, you know, I don't think I've ever felt this before, like to really fully understand how impactful the show was and how people still cared about it and cherished it so much, and it changed so many people's lives. I had no idea. So I'm so grateful to have been able to be a part of these conventions and meet all of you. It's really been amazing and fulfilling for me.
All right, friend. What's your name?
Andrew.
Hi, Andrew.
What's like weirdest or most unique thing you've ever had someone ask you to sign at a convention?
This was recently. Someone brought, they printed out Tyler the Creator as Dora on a piece of paper. It was like the best thing because it was so unexpected. And I loved it, and I was like, how many of these did you print out? I think she printed out like 3. So I was like, okay, I need to sign all of them. So yeah, that was has been my favorite and most unique thing that I had to sign. Oh, but also today, Jarrell brought me something really unique that I've never seen before. It was a Mardi Gras balloon with Princess Dora on it. And look, she has it right here. And I thought that was the coolest thing. Because I've never seen that before, and it's something unique to Louisiana, so I thought that was really cool, and I got to sign that. Yeah, thanks for showing that.
That Tyler, the creator one, I have a feeling that person is hoping for a really odd long shot of a double autograph one day.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope they get it, for sure.
All right, someone else had a question. I thought I saw some hands over here. You're thinking about it. I know, it's on your mind. Yeah, yeah. I gotta know what you turned over in there. What's your name, friend?
Josiah.
Hi, Josiah.
I know it's the last seasons we did for Dora, but which character was your favorite?
Aside from Dora, it had to have been Boots.
Of course.
Only because she's her best friend. He was more of the funny one, and he was always there for her when she needed. And the voice actor, I would record with him all the time, so we kind of grew up together and kind of build like a brother-sister relationship. And we're not super close now, but we still keep in touch, and I try to support him, and he supports me in return, so it's really nice.
Love that. All right, we got time for maybe 2 more, I think, before we close this one out. Who else has something on their mind? Who's got a question? I know you're thinking about it. All right, well, you know what? Oh, okay, look, I knew it. What you thinking?
If I could ask another one, I want to say thank you for inspiring so many people to learn Spanish, and I still practice Spanish to this day. And my question is, what languages do you want to learn or have already learned?
Well, first off, thank you so much. I love that I could be a part of that, and so many people have told me that they've learned so much Spanish from Dora. Dora has helped them pass Spanish tests in school, so many different things, so I love that. I understand Spanish fluently. I can speak it pretty well, but it's not exactly where I want it to be. So I do want to improve my Spanish, but I also have started learning Japanese on Duolingo. So, that's a tough language to learn, but I will get there, and I'm not going to stop trying.
Well, now what's going to happen is everyone here is going to have to follow you on Instagram and
Yeah,
whatnot, and just
I love that.
encourage you to keep going with learning Japanese.
Yes.
All right, you got the last one here? Okay, cool.
Lily's not the last person.
The first
Yes.
and last. If not first, you're last, I've heard. So, what you thinking?
If Dora were ever to meet the Duolingo bird,
Oh my goodness.
how do you think that would go? And how do you feel about Duolingo's death?
I still don't fully understand it, to be honest with you. They posted a video of, I guess when he was in the casket, which is also really weird. But the sound that they used was big back, big. And I was like, what? That doesn't even make sense. But it was hilarious, so I loved it. So I feel like we have to meet. So we're gonna just put it out there.
What if Dora met the Duolingo bird?
I don't know. They would have to go on an adventure, I guess. They would be best friends, for sure.
What was your reaction to that whole big back phenomenon?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
My niece is 9 years old and she sings it all the time, and it's amazing. I love it so much. Oh, she's 10 now, but yeah. I actually have a question. Can I ask a question to the audience? Okay.
It's your show.
Because this is something I ask my husband, and we kind of like go back and forth. So, because I've been doing all of these conventions, I've grown a love for anime, and I started watching a few, and I need to watch a lot more because there's so many great ones out there. But the most recent show that I caught up on is My Hero Academia. I'm obsessed. I thought Demon Slayer was my favorite. This is now number 1. I'm sure something else I'll think it's even better. But anyway, so my question is, so if all of the characters in the Dora universe were in the My Hero Academia universe, what quirk would Dora have?
Ooh.
Anybody want to answer? Just raise your hand if you have an answer.
Force people to speak Spanish.
Oh, that's a good one. I love that.
Speak Spanish or speak any language, I guess. So
Okay,
you go, right?
that's
Yeah.
kind of cool.
Yeah. always know the way, the direction to where you're going? Yeah? How about
Hey,
that
that
one?
was pretty good.
I told you I have a
That's
young
good
daughter.
one.
We watch a lot of Dora.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I think she could reach anywhere on a map and teleport there.
Teleport anywhere on the map.
Teleportation, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
Oh, in the back, yes.
Like a traversing port, like you could just traverse any terrain, it don't matter.
Oh,
You over any terrain.
I love that too.
It's good, yes.
She can force other people to sing.
Force something to sing. Make any moment a musical moment.
Yes, I love that. Yeah, that's really
Okay.
good. I love that.
How about saying we
Yeah.
did at
What's
the
the
end of
game
each,
plan?
at the end of the day, you can say we did it, we did it, we did it, and have the little marching band come out.
Yeah, have a marching band come out after you
Yeah.
complete any task and sing "We Did
That'd be
It."
really cool. That kind of like reminds me of like, you know, like just like a little, I don't know. That's actually really cool. So I love all of your answers, and I wish that's where my mind went to when I answered my own question, because my answer just immediately went that one for all would be her quote.
Oh, of course. Why not, right?
I just went there, and my husband's like, no, she would definitely be a supporting. I was like, no.
Well,
she would
have you talked to
be-
Chris Waitkamp yet?
No, not yet, but it is on my
Look,
list.
I'll bring you over there after this.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Thank you.
All right, well, look, I've got one more question. Would you take a picture with our friends that came to the
Yes,
event?
I would
We'll do a
love
group
to.
photo. You want to
Yes.
come up here, and if you want to stand in the front here, I'll just, yeah, that's good right there. Sure. That's fine. We'll do a quick